Welcome to today's video. Honestly, I don't know what I like more. Making these videos or just... God, I'm trying to take this all in right now. Just being here. I don't know how nice this looks to you, but this water just looks so amazing to me right now. The trees, this little bridge, oh, falling. Take you to adventure inside your mind. Ask you a couple questions. Why do you think the way you do? Why do you do the things you do? Who are you really? What do you really know about yourself? How much do you really know about yourself? How much do you really know about why you do the things the way you do? Do you understand that maybe a lot of the things you do are just because of outside influences tell you that this is a thing to do? Like, I have a saying I like to say myself, is like, if you can get paid like millions of dollars to just go singing and dancing in the streets, why wouldn't you? But society sets these rules. Now I feel like, now I don't want this to sound like some conspiracy theory, I'm trying to keep this really pragmatic. Society tells you that this job is where you're gonna make money. This job is the right thing to do. But it's like, who decides that that's the right thing to do? Are you deciding it for yourself, or are you letting other people decide it? Are you picking what you do in your life based on numbers, based on money, based on public, family, and friends' approval? Or are you doing what you actually want to do in your life? That's what I want to get into right now. Now, my next point maybe deserves some more build-up, but I'm just going to jump into it. If you're at the end of your life, 80, 70, 25 years old, you're about to die, are you really going to be sitting on your deathbed like, oh, I got to drive this car, live in this house, I made this amount of money? Or are you going to be wondering how happy you are? How well have you done in making your family? How well did you really do at taking care of your health and just making sure in every aspect you live the best life you could? I was watching a video by Ty Lopez today. People like to talk a lot about him, but he has good advice, he has good knowledge. And he was really talking about this idea that I feel like I wanted to like really bring into, because I just thought it was a really good message. And I think more people needed to hear this message. The idea of, even like Tyler, he talks about this. Tyler Owen Cook talks about this a lot. That is like, are the real like richest people in the world, are they really the most successful people? Are they really the people you want to be with? Because a lot of them, when they're 50 years old, you know, where you can still be happy, healthy, having fun, traveling the world, enjoying life, really do what you worked all that time to do, really drive that car and enjoy it that you worked so much time so you can afford. They're just sitting in a bed, they're sitting in a chair, they're laying down, they're just worried about making more money, how they're gonna make more money, how they're gonna make more money. A lot of them, their families fall apart, their kids hate them, their wife might cheat on them, they're just with them because they were rich. And then them themselves, even beyond all that, even if you know you're not concerned about that, even if your family's good, where's your health? If you're sitting in a bed, like Ty actually talked about how, like through someone, he knew someone that had $2 billion, but he was grossly overweight and he's laying down in bed all day. So it's like, what are you gonna do with all that money if you can't even enjoy it now? If all your health is gone, if you feel horrible anyway, I mean, are you gonna really feel good? I mean, logically, it kind of makes sense, but are you really, like, if you understand the difference between what it feels like to be 200 pounds overweight or to be the weight you're supposed to be healthy, to be fit, are you really gonna feel good? Because you see that number that you have $2 billion in the bank, but you're 200 pounds overweight, you're unhealthy, you can't move around, you can't even get out of bed on your own, you can't do anything, you know, maybe you don't even drive your own fancy car and you have to have somebody else drive you around. You don't even go on vacations and travel and enjoy your life, you're just trying to make your next billion. Like, a lot of you probably won't get this message because a lot of you are just thinking, because society is telling you just make money, make money, make money. But I want to put this message out there too, that there's more to life than making money. Like, happiness isn't defined by how much money you have. Now, you do need some, but after you get past the point where you have enough money that you need, they've done studies to show that that doesn't necessarily give you more happiness. That's what I'm looking for this video. Let me ask the question, what do you want to be rich for? Do you realize if maybe you just want to make money just because that's what you're told you should do? Because then you can buy the car, but like, what do you really want the money for? What is your ultimate goal in life? What are your human basic survival needs? What is it that you really want and need out of life? Because what I'm trying to explain here is just because you get the money doesn't mean you get what you're actually looking for. Especially, I mean, this is a whole topic I've talked about in other videos. When you put so much emphasis on the fact that you need something so that you can be happy, and it's a future projection, then once you get it, your mind is just going to look for the next thing you need. Once you get it, you're going to realize, oh, I have the money. I'm here looking at the numbers. Like at first, you know, somebody give you $1 billion now, maybe you'll be partying for the next few years and you'll have the happiest time of your life. But what happens when the money's gone, or if it's not gone, what just happens when it's just your normal life, it's just your daily life, when you just get comfortable in the idea of it, it's not something different to you, and it's just like it becomes the norm. And then you're gonna hit the point, hopefully, you're gonna hit the point where you're looking for something more out of life, where you're like, oh, I have everything I want. But, you know, if you're really truly self-aware, you realize that it didn't make you happy, and you didn't find what you were truly looking for, and you were chasing material possessions because society told you that was gonna give you what you were looking for, because they wanted to sell you those things. Those were advertisements, those were beyond advertisement, there's social proofs and group thinks are all the theories behind it, and you're just being bombarded with these ideas that is telling you that this is what you need to be happy. What I'm trying to explain to you is that there's more to life than that. I don't know if you could see them, but I just thought this would be a good point for this video. There's a father and daughter over there kayaking, right? It's a nice, beautiful scene. They came over here in their car on this beautiful lake, and they're going out there, and they got their kayaks, they got their car. Yeah, sure, these things cost money, but is them knowing that they have $1 billion in the bank gonna make this a more beautiful moment? Is that gonna make them more happy? The only thing that could do is give you financial security and comfort, because there's like, the reason you really want money is because not having money sucks, all right? You don't need to be rich, but in this world we live in, you do need to make money. That's understandable. Being financially independent, that's definitely a life goal. That's understandable. You definitely want to be successful. If you can be a business owner, some sort of entrepreneur, if you can just do your own thing and you can make your own money, you can make a lot of money doing it, those are things to definitely strive for. Those are things, basic human needs. Those are going to give you a lot more peace and comfort. So when you come out here to a lake like this and you go kayaking with your family, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about your bills, your financial life, how you're going to put food on the table, how you're going to take care of your family, how you're going to pay for the car, how you're going to pay for the kayaks, how you're going to get over here. It's all taken care of. But once you hit that point that you have what you need, if you drove over here in a Ferrari and their kayaks have motors on them, and they're made out of gold, is that going to really make this moment more beautiful? Yeah, maybe it'll look nicer, but is that going to give you that real happiness and that joy? That happiness and joy that they're going out there seeking, that comes from within. That comes from being here, being in the moment, experiencing life, just feeling life out for what it is, and appreciating what you really have and what really means something to you. It doesn't come just because you're just because you know you have $1 billion. You could have $100,000 in the bank. Now that sounds like a reasonable goal, to have $100,000 in the bank, not have to worry about your bills for the next couple of years. That's a definitely reasonable goal, and you definitely want to strive to be successful, but that's not all there is to life. There's a happiness, there's a joy to it, and it doesn't come from having all the money in the world. Being financially independent, I'll say again, does definitely help with that. You don't even have to be. You can still work for someone and still be happy. But the point is, there's more to it. How's your family situation? How's your situation with your wife, your husband, and your kids? How are your relationships with your coworkers, your business associates, your business partners? How's your health? How's your fitness? That's a real important one. Now, I'm not the most fit, I'm not the healthiest guy in the world, but I don't try to let myself fall too off the ladder, because I've been there. Before I worked out, I walked around with this constant like sickness in my stomach that I didn't even know was there until I changed. I didn't realize how tired and how sick I was all the time. Until I started cutting out more of the junk food, started actually exercising, started developing my strength and energy. Like, I used to walk around and it's like, oh, I don't know what to do with my arms. They're just here. They're just kind of in the way. I don't know if you guys ever had that feeling where you just feel like your arms are just always kind of in the way and you don't know where to put them. And they're just like hanging and you're just tired. And I used to always put my hands in my pockets and I'm just like, my pants are like coming down low because I'm pulling on them, because I just feel like my arms were heavy and they weighed a lot. That's because I didn't have the muscle to properly support my own body weight. I got knee problems. My knees are really messed up. If I wasn't exercising, if I wasn't working out, I had a muscle spasm actually. I have lower back problems, I got hip problems, I got knee problems, I got problems all over the place. I'm not no perfect human being. Now, if I wasn't working out, I know by the time I was 50, I wouldn't be able to walk anymore. I'd be a man in a wheelchair. My knees, I don't have this problem anymore, but I used to walk around like, oh, and like my knee just randomly gives out. I don't know if you guys, maybe you've experienced that. I'm sure a lot of us experience it, where you're just walking around like, oh, my knee just gave out. That's something that's supposed to happen to an 80-year-old man with arthritis. This has happened to me. I could be 15 years old and I was having this problem. Like it's not even like a recent problem. I've had these problems. So it's like, let's say I just ignored my health and I focused 100% of my life on how I'm gonna make money. I would have so much more money. My Jeep over there would be so much more expensive version of a Jeep. I'd probably live in a much bigger, more expensive house. But you know where I'd probably be if I was focused on just making money? Me in my life, with the situation and opportunities that were handed to me, I'd be working in construction. I'd be a gas mechanic, operator, laborer, be doing all three jobs and digging in holes, working with gas lines, because these are the opportunities that handed to me if I was just take the first opportunity to make as much money as possible. Right now, I'm making $11 an hour. I'll just say it out there. I'm not embarrassed. It's my life. I'm supporting myself off of it just fine. I'm doing okay. I don't have any financial concerns. I'm relaxed. I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. I had the opportunity to potentially make $50 an hour and to make overtime, that when you got overtime, get you double pay, not time and a half. So that's $100 an hour in overtime. I could be loaded, but I'd also be working the whole time and I would lose touch with my family, with myself, my health. When I saw that, when I was doing my job, I completely fell apart. A good point for me to bring up on that last point, do you think my parents approve of me making $11 an hour, quitting construction? Then not only that, I got my CDL, commercial driver's license, and I quit that. I quit that too. I had opportunity to go get a job. I can make $25, $30 an hour. That's still good money. That's still able to support myself. I quit that too. I left that too. Not even just that, all these jobs that I'm speaking of were full benefit packages. No worry about my retirement, my health benefits, no nothing. But it's like something I really understand too, is like, when is my retirement gonna come? How long do I gotta do this job? If I gotta do this job for 5 years and then I can retire and live my life, then yeah, why not do it? But with the construction, I had to work till I was at least 62. They're trying to push the age to 65. With the bus job, I'd probably have to work 20 to 30 years before they let me retire. And even if though that sounds reasonable, even though it's not labor work, I have problems in my eyes. I have a lot of astigmatism. When I'm too tired, I don't see straight. I can't drive that well. Like, I'm realizing this is what's going on in my bodies. This isn't gonna work for me. Like, it'll work for now, but I already knew it was a temporary solution. And even if I made it through all the way to the end game of it, where's the end game? When I finally retire and I get to enjoy my life, I wouldn't even know who I am anymore. I'd be a shell of myself. My health would be completely gone. My arms and my legs would have probably shrunken, and from all the manual labor, and have little muscle. My gut would have exploded just from eating all the bad food that I was eating, because I just didn't even know what else to do with myself. And then my mind My mind when I worked those jobs was so burnt out. I was so tired. I was so overworked. I'd come home so mentally drained. Like, even if I could retire by the time I was 50, I could be dead by the time I'm 55. It's like, am I really gonna wait all the way until I'm 50 years? Even, that's still unrealistic. I'd probably have to work longer than that. And there's plenty of people, you don't want to be one of those people. Another good point, you don't want to be one of the people who retired and then they have to go get a job at Walmart for extra money. You know, you don't want to be someone like that. They retired and then they got to go get a minimum wage retail job because retirement doesn't pay them enough. But I lost my point. So what I was saying, like, let's just think about this really illogical, because it sounds logical that you want to make money, you want to be rich. That's a very logical thing to say. You have human needs, you come from scarcity, you want to be in abundance. These are all logical. But how logical is it really when I know my health is deteriorating? I can watch it, visibly see it. Like, after a year of working in construction, after a year of when I worked at FedEx, I felt like I aged 5 years for each one of those years. It's like, how long of my life do I have? And like, even if I make it to the end game, even if I make it all the way to the end, and I get some retirement plan so I never have to work again the rest of my life, and it paid me enough money, all my bills were paid, all my health was paid, I have money to go on any vacation I want, buy any car I want. What's the end game? When do I get to enjoy life? With those jobs, I was working overtime. I wasn't just working full time. I could be working 6-7 days a week, 12, 14-hour shifts, potentially in construction, potentially much longer than that. I could be working possibly up to 120 hours a week easily, just not even get to go home, sleep in the work truck, and I got to stay at work watching the gas line to make sure that nothing happens, or that when it does happen, I'm there to fix it immediately. And it's like, where's the end game? Am I really gonna wait till I'm 50, 60 years old so I can finally spend the rest, even if I got 20 years, I could spend the last 20 years of my life enjoying my life? Who is the person that would be enjoying my life then? Who would I be? Would I really be the kind of person who even knows how to enjoy life? I spend the last somewhere between 30, 40, 50 years of my life at work. All I know how to do is work. That's why a lot of people, when their retirement comes, they don't even retire because they don't know what else they do with themselves. I wouldn't have developed this lifestyle and this knowledge if I didn't let that go. Get onto what I do now. Now I work minimum wage, $11 an hour over here. I work minimum wage job. I do have a family. I'm supporting them. I have my own little apartment. The rent's $900 a month. It includes all the utilities. Getting kind of into my life story right now. But when I go back to watch these videos, it'll probably be interesting to talk about all that. It's like, I found a way to make it work. And it's like, even though right now there's no end game and retirement plan, and I know this job is only another temporary job and I'm going to leave it again, at least right now I can enjoy my life. And I'm not telling you to take it all the way to the point where you just the YOLO lifestyle to go that far with it. Like, I'm not telling you to take it that far where it's like, in this very moment I want to enjoy my life. But on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a month-to-month basis, I'm feel a lot more fulfilled, more complete, more satisfied with my life. Like, I feel like I can actually calm down and relax, and like, I'm not always stressed out, I'm not always angry, I'm not always overworked. I have time to come out in a place like this and film a video like this for you guys. This is a lifestyle I want to project onto you, because honestly, I've tried a lot of different things. Just as Ty Lopez said, he's tried a lot of different things, and in the end, this is all that made sense. I wanted to talk about in this part, getting into the idea of do you think my parents approve of me making them a minimum wage job? I brought it up before, but I want to get into it again. Do you think my friends would approve for it? My family, do you think they really would approve for that? Every single person that I know would be like, why'd you leave that job? Why'd you leave that job? Why'd you leave that job? I was miserable. I was tired. I was overworked. I couldn't do it. I knew I wasn't good. It wasn't sustainable. You got to be honest with yourself and know when something's not sustainable. I'm getting kind of aggressive on that point, but it's like, don't let people tell you how to live your life. Don't let society tell you how to live your life. You got to make the decisions for yourself. I left the state my parents lived in. I left the job they handed to me. I left the job I got for myself. I left all of it behind. I moved to a different state. I live a completely different life now. And honestly, if I can do it all over again, there's no way I would have done that. I would have left sooner. I would have started depending on myself sooner. I would have left the state, got my own apartment, got my own job sooner if I could do it all again. I would have started watching educational videos, started reading books, started my self-help. Like, if I can do it all again, the only thing I would change is I would have done everything I've done even sooner than I've done it. I have no regrets about leaving all those jobs, about moving away from my family, because I wouldn't be here right now. I would not be making this video right now for you guys. Now I have a job where I actually feel like I serve the world. Forget what society tells you, like, do your part. Oh, you gotta work in McDonald's because you gotta give back to society and you gotta put your part in. Is that really giving back? If I don't work there, somebody else will. If I don't do these videos, yeah, sure, there's somebody else who'll be out there, who'll be inspiring, who'll still be motivating in education, but maybe I need to do my videos because maybe I'm gonna put the message in a different way for somebody else to get it. Maybe they'll get their 100,000, their million followers, and maybe one day I'll get my 100,000 or my million followers, and they'll be the same people, and at times they'll be different people because maybe they need to hear the same message but in a different way. And I'm out here, this is really me giving into the world too, because it's like, all these jobs that I have, the only person I was helping, my coworkers who were just, because they're overstressed, they're overworked, they're overworried, and like, oh, I need someone to cover this shift. Oh, I need someone to go do that run. I have to do these deliveries. I need somebody. You gotta go. And it's like, I'm helping them and I'm helping the boss to make more money. So I'm helping my coworkers deal with the job that they know that is not good for them, that just stresses them out and overworked. I'm just helping take away from their stress and anxiety, but that's not really my job. If I can really change it, this is a better job for me. If I could change people's stress and anxiety so they don't have it anymore, but just to be there on a daily basis so every day you can be slightly more comfortable in your life, that's not really helping you. That's me trying to take over your life for you and do the work for you because you can't do it for yourself because you're not as good of a boss as you thought you were. Sorry, I'm saying that message to all of my bosses. None of them will ever see this video, but to all my bosses, you're all, I'm throwing a quick message. You're all way too focused on getting your workers to do their job better, and you're not focused on how you can do a better job of getting your workers to do their job better. You're not worried about yourself. You're just worried about putting all the pressure on them. And it's like, I'm not here to serve you. I'm not here to serve the customers, the coworkers. I'm here, in the end of the day, I gotta serve myself first. And right now, me doing these videos is me serving myself. I like doing this. I feel good doing this. This is something I feel like I should do every single day for the rest of my life. Up to 3, 4, 5, even if I could do it 6 times a day, if I can make 6 videos a day, if they're all good quality, then that's what I should be doing. That's me serving the world. That's me giving back. That's me helping society. This is me potentially changing the lives of an infinite amount of people for the better, even one day at a time, every single day, or just for that one moment, inspiring them and showing them a different way to live their lives so that they can go on and they can have a better life for the rest of their lives. Not just for that one moment, not just for the boss to make more money, but for other people to be able to take better care of themselves and understand how they work more. Said a mouthful. I hope I inspired somebody with this video, one person, anybody out there, just somebody, that I changed your life. If you did feel like I did inspire you, you like the ideas behind this, I recommend checking out my videos. I try to upload every single day. I got days I upload more than once a day. I'm trying to push out all the content because it's not just for me. Like, I'm doing it for me because obviously I want to grow in my views and my subscribers, but the real reason I'm doing it too, it has to be every day, besides for myself, is for you too. because sometimes we fall off the wheel and then we got to get back on, then we fall off, then we got to get back on. And I'm doing it every single day so I can keep you going, so I can keep you moving forward. If you felt like this video helped you move forward, check me out every single day. I'll be here to inspire you, to motivate you, to provide you with what ideas have helped me reshape my world and reshape my mind so I can get out of my way and actually live a life that I want to live for the first time in my entire life. And this is what I want to inspire onto you. And like I said, I'll be here every day to inspire you again and again and again. And if you follow me on my journey, I promise you at times it might seem slow, it might seem hard, it might seem awkward, but it's all part of the journey. And I'm giving what ideas helped me get me through that day. What ideas helped me get me through that other day? What ideas helped me get through this phase of my life and then this phase of my life? All my videos are of my journey, of my story, of what helped me get from point A to point B and then point B to point C and on and on. And I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be trying to do this for the rest of my life. And I hope that you guys join me on this journey. Only your actions can change your life. Everything I say should be taken as instructions. This is Our World Shifted. Have a nice day.